Hello everyone, delighted to be with you today. I'm Ormond Williams. I'm a consultant, a trainer. We look after leadership development and people development, and just excited to be spending some time with our young people today. Don't know where this recording will get us. It could be older people watching as well. But today we want to focus on when you feel unmotivated, when things are not really coming together the way that you want them to. How do you get motivated? I'm delighted with the question because the question recognizes the fact that motivation is not something that is external to us. Motivation is something that is internal to us. It's how do we get up? How do we get going again when all life seems to be falling apart? And that is what I want to speak with you today on. So the first thing that I want to mention is that when you feel unmotivated, you need to remember that you have a purpose. You're not here by accident. The good Lord has designed you. You're wonderfully made. You're beautifully made. You have a divine purpose. God has great plans for you. And so it's important that you always remember that there is a reason why you're here, and that is divine. The second thing that you need to remember, which is very close to that, is the fact that you must get up in the morning, in the evening, wherever you find yourself, knowing the values that define you. What are those things that will tell people there is something that is different about you? The values that define you will always help you to be the kind of person not only that God will be pleased with, but the kind of person that others around you will want to be in the company of. I say to people all the time that one of the things that you must constantly bear in mind is that who you are is always more important than what you do. Of course, what you do is important, but who you are, the person you are, the values that define you, how you're operating in alignment with your purpose are the things that will keep you going, especially in those days when you feel unmotivated. Then I want us to talk about how do we use the limited time that we have. All of us would love to have all the time in the world, but our time is limited. Whether it's 20 years or 120 years, we have limited time. The other thing that we also need to bear in mind is the fact that we have talents and gifts and graces that the Lord has blessed us with that we must use. And if we don't use them, you know the old adage, you lose them. So how do we use time wisely, not putting off for tomorrow what we can do today? Ensuring that we prioritize our lives, that we focus on the things that are important, not just the urgent things, because sometimes that which is urgent has no resemblance to what is really important. And how do we use our talents wisely, our strengths wisely? Because all of us has been gifted by God with all these wonderful things that He wants us to use. So how do we use them wisely? Instead of looking to what our friends and our neighbors are doing, how do we ensure that we use what we have and we use it now? Now is the appointed time. Seize the moment is what the adage says. The last thing I want to share with you is the fact that sometimes when we are so inwardly focused on the fact that we are unmotivated, that things are not going the way that we want them to, we miss the opportunities to connect with others around us. And when we consider others who are going through difficult situations, we recognize that sometimes what we're complaining about pales in comparison what they're going through. So we must focus not just on our situation, on the challenges that we're encountering. We must also have our interest in the lives of others. We can touch lives. We can transform lives. We can help make situations different. And when we are helping others, there is a sense of peace. There is a perspective that we get that we could not otherwise get if we were so inwardly focused. So what are we talking about today? Remember your purpose. Your purpose is divine. It is something that God has ordained for you. Know the values that define you. Ensuring that who you are is always more important than what you do. Know that time is limited. That the gifts and graces that God has blessed you with, that you need to use them wisely while there is still time to do so. And lastly, don't just be concerned about yourself. Be also interested in the lives of others, and you will see that your own perspective changes. I am so persuaded that if you do these things, you will see that you don't even need for someone to create the right circumstances for you. You get excited. You want to get out and make a difference in your world. And so I challenge you, don't wait for anyone to motivate you. People might create the right circumstances for you, but it is important that you seize all the opportunities around you to make a difference, using all that God has blessed you with: purpose, your values, time, talent, treasure, and your interests in others, all for His kingdom.